welcome. So glad that you're joining us on Periscope. We have an amazing class here. This is going to be the introduction to the oils, and I have my amazing daughter that's going to present with us today. She's actually works at Children's Medical Center, and she's a registered dietitian. So she is a wealth of knowledge. And if y'all are not on Periscope, you need to join Freedom Team Oils. And that way, if you can't make it to a meeting, then we're glad you can join us and you can end up seeing everything for at least a 24-hour period. So if you can't watch it live, you can always watch it within 24 hours. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Lexi, and she's going to get started. Thank you.
And if you are watching on Periscope, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and my mom can relay that, and I can try to answer it. Excuse me. For those of you who are here, I'll try to save questions for after, and I'll be around for questions there. But it's great to have you guys here. I love to talk about essential oils, so hopefully you'll learn something new and enjoy this class. But I do always like to give this disclaimer because I am a dietitian, but I am not a doctor. I do not prescribe or treat medical conditions, and I don't recommend that anyone else in here does unless you are a doctor. And everything I say is just for educational purposes, so I just like to get that little disclaimer out of the way. But basically, I love this picture because what I'm going to talk to you about tonight is the systems of your body and how basically essential oils can support the systems of your body. And hopefully what you'll understand at the end is why that's so important and how that can help you by doing these things and taking these steps to support your body. So I am the child of two teachers. So I learned my whole life, and everything was an example. You know, you didn't just whenever you were getting a lesson, it was based off of a tree or a house, or you're trying to always relate it to something. So that's kind of what I do when I talk. So this tree represents your body. Okay, so imagine that. I'm a visual person. So when you see this tree, right, this looks like a pretty healthy tree. It's got nice green leaves, and you see the sky's really blue. And what this represents is the green part is what we see on the outside, right? That's our body right now that we can see visually. The roots are the systems of our body. So you can see all of the systems of our body. So there, we don't necessarily see that, but we know that the result of how these systems are functioning is what we see on the outside. So how many of you, either right now or maybe at some point in your life, have felt like this? I've been there, right? Where you don't really feel like you're the greenest, brightest tree. Maybe your health isn't where it needs to be. You're tired most days, feeling run down. And so that's what I want to talk to you about, how you can support the systems of your body so you can have a bright green tree, which just means that you're super healthy and feeling good and feeling energized. And the first thing I like to say is, why am I talking to you about Young Living? It's not because we sell Young Living or anything like that. It really is because we did our research whenever we first started learning about essential oils. We wanted to know, there's all these different places you can buy them and where you can get them from, and what's the difference. And so I did so much research into what company we would go with, and Young Living really is the best. They've been around for over 20 years, and actually they're getting close to 25 years now. So they're a very reputable company. They have an amazing reputation, ethically, morally, the way that they do things. But the primary reason that we all the way from the seed of the plant, so when it's planted, where it's planted in virgin soil without the use of harmful chemicals, all the way through the process to the plant growing, to the way it's harvested, and really most importantly the way it's distilled. It's cold or steam distilled, which is very important because you do not kill all the beneficial properties of essential oils, and that can take a very long time. So most people do not do cold or steam distillation because they just want to zap it with some heat and mix heat. You kill all those beneficial compounds that are living compounds in the oils. So that's very, very, very important. And they're a completely full disclosure company. So you could go to the farms, that you can actually go there in Utah. You can plant in their lavender farms. You can help them, harvest the crops. So they're very, very open. You can see the whole process. And because of their whole process in seed to still, they have what we call therapeutic grade oils. So it's just a really, really important thing. And I say that because we can only attest to Young Living oils. That's the only thing that we use. And anything I say, I really only want you to apply it to Young Living oils because I can't vouch for other oils and how they work and what they're used for. Y'all have to excuse me, I've had allergies, so my throat is very dry, so I'll probably be drinking lots of water. Okay, so we need to understand what essential oils are, right? So they really are just that. They are the essential oil of the plant. I like to compare it to blood in the human body, so they kind of do the same thing. Blood in the human body delivers oxygen and nutrients, it removes waste, all of those things. It's really essential to us living. The oils do the same thing for the plant. They help protect the plant, help keep it alive, help deliver oxygen, nutrients, all those things. So it's very, very important. And when we harvest them in the right way, like Young Living does, we can use them for our benefit. And they are extremely, extremely potent. So I give the example there that 1 pound of peppermint plant is how much it takes to make a 15 ml bottle of oil. So these are very, very strong. A lot of people see the bottles and they see how small they are and they're like, oh, it's so small. Like, how does that, does that really get you anything? But we're talking like 1 to 2 drops. I know if you guys we have peppermint brownies here for those of you on Periscope. If you taste those peppermint brownies, they have what, Mom, like 2 drops?
I have 5.
Oh, 5 drops. 5 drops of peppermint oil in the whole batch, but it's so strong. So, I mean, it really is powerful. So a little goes a long way with essential oils. Excuse me. So then we'll talk about the 3 ways that you can use oils. The most common way is topically. So most people know they put them on the skin. You can, put them on your feet. You can put them on directly on maybe an area that's being affected. And it really is a powerful way to use them. I always like to use the example. One time we heard a story of someone that said, and this is true, the pores on the bottom of your feet are 100 times bigger than pores anywhere else in your body, right? So it's a really, really great point of absorption. And someone was telling a story about how they taped some garlic to the bottom of their foot and they could taste it in their mouth eventually. And me and my brother were like, psh, that's crazy. That's so weird. So we actually took a garlic pod and taped it to the bottom of his foot and thought, like, we'll see, it'll probably be a couple hours. We were running down to the store. It wasn't 5 minutes later, he was going, because he could actually taste the garlic. So I always tell people, if you don't know where to put an oil, or if you're using an oil for the first time and maybe you're worried about, being a little bit sensitive to it if it's like a real powerful oil, always put it on the bottom of your feet. It's a great absorption point. Your feet are pretty tough, so you're not going to have any sensitivities there, and it's going to be absorbed very, very well. So you can use oils topically. I don't think we have any of them up here, but you can apply them directly, which we call applying the meat. You can apply them directly to your skin, or there are times you may want to use a carrier oil. Times when you would want to use a carrier oil would be, let's say you want to cover a wider area. They're not, if you've never felt an essential oil, they're not real greasy. They evaporate pretty quickly. So mixing them with coconut oil or olive oil or another organic vegetable oil can help you spread it across a wider area. Or also, for example, like I said, peppermint. It's pretty strong. It's not going to harm you. It's not going to burn your skin. But some people get like that warm sensation when you put it on. And so using a little bit of that carrier oil can help you if that bothers you at all. So that's the ways that you can use it topically. You can also use it aromatically. So you can see here we're diffusing it in the beautiful Aria diffuser, which is the most amazing diffuser. And you can diffuse it that way. You can also just open the bottle and breathe it in. Sometimes when I'm driving in the car and I'm really tired, I'll put some peppermint in my hands and I'll just breathe it in, and then I'll rub it on my neck. Multiple ways. So I got it topically and I inhaled it. But doing it aromatically is great for so many different things. When we breathe things in, it's more than just like, it doesn't just go into our body. It actually goes into the limbic system in our brain, which affects our neurochemicals and our hormones and all these things. So it's very, very powerful. It's also great for purifying the air. There's a great oil called Purification. It's wonderful if you ever have any smells going on that are funky. Just put some purification in your, I don't know, 3 months ago, my husband made fish and broccoli right before someone was coming to my house. Did not tell me. I was outside and I came inside and I was like, there's like 2 smelliest foods you could make. What on earth are you doing? And I put some purification in and it was gone. Actually, my mom was bringing my aunt over to see my house for the first time. She walked in and I was like, can you smell it? And she was like, smell what? It smells great in here. So doing them aromatically is a wonderful way to do it. And then the third way that you can use Young Living oils is you can actually take them internally, and it will instruct you on the bottle, which ones to take internally. And that is, again, because they are therapeutic grade. So it is literally just the oil from the plant. There's no chemicals in there. They're not adulterated with anything. There are a couple oils that are pre-blended with a carrier oil. But again, you could even take that internally because it's just like coconut oil or olive oil, the things that you would take internally. So you can take them internally, and there are a lot of benefits to that and ways that you would want to do that, and we'll kind of talk about that as we go through. But the examples here, and I don't think you can see it here, but you could put it like you can make tea with it, put it in your tea, or this is a capsule. So you can also buy little vegetable capsules that you can put it in and take it that way. So those are the 3 ways that you can use them. Okay, now we're going to talk. Let me get some water. I found my throat. It's so dry. It's terrible. I've never had allergies before until I was pregnant, so now I feel really bad for being like, allergies aren't that bad. Y'all are crazy, because they are bad. Okay, we're going to talk through the Everyday Oil Collection. And this is always where we start because there are over 200 essential oils in Young Living's catalog. So there's a lot, right? It takes a long time to kind of experience all those oils. They've put this collection together because this is kind of, they are the most popular, but they're going to be the things that you use most commonly and that really cover just a wide array of things in your life and ways that they can support you. So this is definitely a good place to start. The first one is lavender. Most people have heard of lavender, you know, lavender soap, lavender bath salts to help us relax. And lavender is really great for helping us stay calm and stay relaxed. It's great to add to your bath at night. I love to diffuse lavender to help me sleep peacefully. It is wonderful. I used to be the type of person that took like melatonin, and then when that didn't work, I took like ZQuil, and like kind of went down the line until I could sleep. So I actually put diffused lavender and put it on the bottom of my feet every night for me and my husband, and it's awesome for that. It's great for eliminating odors. If you just like the smell, it's wonderful to just diffuse it. And then you can even use it in skincare products. It's great for your skin even. So you can, I always say, me and my mom like spike a lot of our skincare products where you can add a couple, like put your lotion in your hand, add a couple drops of lavender and put it on your face. Or probably not a couple, probably one drop is plenty. Or one drop per bottle, honestly. So lavender is awesome for that. Peppermint is my favorite oil. It is, sorry, it is by far, it's the kind of the reason I got so obsessed with essential oils, because it really made such a difference for me and really supporting my digestive system. I used to have a lot of issues going on, and you'll hear me say that a lot about supporting the systems of our body, and I want to go back to that kind of what I talked about in the beginning, because sometimes I feel like in America we're really like the type of country that waits to have a problem, and I'm this is myself too, and then we treat the problem, right? Like, oh, we have, you know, like there's big diseases, of course, but then we even small things like acid reflux, or we kind of treat the problem. We never really get to the root of the problem, and that's what I mean by supporting the systems of your body. If we can support the systems of your body, like your digestive system, to work properly, then hopefully you never get to having those issues. So I say that because we don't, like I said in the beginning, we don't use essential oils to treat. We use them to support that system of your body so that you can not have those issues. So that's how peppermint worked for me. It really helped support my digestive system. I was always having some sort of issue, not feeling well, stomach was upset or reflux, and I drink peppermint tea. So it was great for that. You'll notice on some of these slides, if anyone's like me and loves to research, excuse me, I did put some different things. I don't talk too much about them, but like some chemical constituents that are great to Google and kind of look up if you're interested in that. I like to research things. But this does have menthol in it. Most of you have probably heard of menthol. It's that cooling feeling, kind of like what you feel when you put icy hot on. And that's the same thing you'll experience with peppermint oil. If you drink the peppermint tea, you'll feel the cooling down kind of into your stomach. But you can also, like I will also use it kind of on my neck. If maybe my neck's a little bit tight, and you'll feel that menthol, that cooling sensation. So it's great for that as well. So that's the bottom point there. It supports your body's natural response to injury and inflammation. But peppermint is by far just my favorite. And you do want to be careful. I talked about how the oils can be really strong, but there are hot oils, which are going to be things like your mint oils, your cinnamon, also your citrus oils. Again, they do not actually burn you. So if you feel like it's burning, it's just a pain, a sensation. It's not going to actually burn your skin. But you do want to be careful. If you've never used a hot oil before, use a small amount and use a carrier oil. And let's say you put something on your arm and it's burning, or let's say, which I've done so many times because I use peppermint oil every day, you get peppermint on your hand and then you touch your eye. Anyone ever done that? It hurts like so bad. You just need to make sure that you do not use water. You use a carrier oil or even like milk or butter, because water will actually make it worse. You think of oil and water, right? They don't mix. So if you put water with it, especially in your eye, it's going to drive that oil further back. So you just want to use some sort of carrier oil or something fatty. Like I'm also, if you're at the restaurant, just get some butter or something and rub that out. I'll tell you, I do it all the time, and I do nothing about it. Most of the time I just close my eye and it goes away within a minute or two. So it's not going to cause you any harm if that happens. But that's kind of how you treat it. Okay, frankincense. Probably everyone's heard of frankincense. We know that frankincense was brought to baby Jesus when he was 2 years old by the wise men. And frankincense was valued more than gold in ancient times, and it's mentioned all throughout the Bible. So I love to point that out because sometimes people think that essential oils are like this new hippie thing. I honestly did, right? There's always some new fad coming around, like every 2 years we're talking about like pomegranates, and then it's like acai berry. I mean, I know all the nutrition hot topics. And so when essential oils came around, I kind of thought the same thing, like, what's this new weird, hot topic, like crunchy granola people or something. But really, essential oils have been around for a really long time. As far back, I mean, and we know further back, if you study different civilizations, China and in Egypt, that they were using essential oils. So it is nothing new. It's just something we forgot about for a little while. But those, if you are interested in researching, those are some really, really important chemical constituents that have a lot of research going on about them. For the sake of time, I'm not going into that, but it is something that I would encourage you to research. But frankincense is great for temporary sadness or feeling blue. It can help smooth the appearance of your skin. So Young Living actually has a face care line, and it's all infused with frankincense because that's how great it is for your skin. I have their skincare line, but then even in my other products that I buy separately, I will actually spike them with frankincense as well because it is so great for your skin. It's a great support for your immune system and emotions. And then that third bullet point down there is that it supports healthy cellular regeneration. That is really, really important. I don't know, most of you may know this or may not know this, but at some point in our life, whether or not you ever actually get cancer, you will have cancer cells in your body. When you actually develop cancer is whenever they proliferate and kind of grow and you get tumors and things like that. So cellular regeneration is very, very important, right? We want to keep regenerating our cells and making healthy cells. So that again goes back to supporting the systems of our body, supporting our body to do what it was made to do, and frankincense can help us do that by helping us to maintain healthy cells. So I think that's pretty cool. But frankincense is a great oil. I think it's their number 2 or 3 oil, just because it has so many great uses. So love frankincense. And then lemon. It's hard for me not to say like, this is my favorite oil. Every oil is your favorite oil in one way or another. But lemon also had a really profound effect on my life. And lemon, the cool thing about lemon is its antioxidants that are in it. You guys know, I've heard of antioxidants. So I love to talk about antioxidants. I mean, I'm a dietitian. It's like what I do, talking about food and nutrition. So I'm actually going to teach you guys a little bit about antioxidants. But it is so, oh, it jumped. It is so high in antioxidants, and actually an antioxidant called D-limonene, if you want to research that. So it's a great support to our immune system. And one really, really cool thing, and this is I think it says 15 ml bottle. This is a 5 ml bottle, but the 15 ml bottles are only about this big. And just to let you know, it takes, and it's written up there, it takes the rind of 75 lemons to make the oil of a 15 ml bottle, right? So that's a lot of oil, and that's a lot of lemons. So you've ever heard of have you ever heard of having lemon water in the morning and how great that is for you? Hey, I agree. I think it's a really, really, really great thing for you. But whenever you squeeze that lemon juice out, that's not really where all the good stuff is. With fruits and vegetables, the good stuff is in the brightest part of the fruit. So unfortunately, with our citrus fruits, it's in the rind, but nobody eats the rind. But with lemon oil, this is from the rind. This is all that good D-limonene. It's in the rind of the lemon. So doing a couple drops of this, I know my mom does lemon water every day. I'm not like a huge lemon water person, but I take it in a capsule every day, and it's just awesome. It's something that's such a good support to your immune system, and something that's so healthy to do on a daily basis. And you'll kind of maybe hopefully hear it a little bit, understand about why it's so important to get that antioxidant boost. It's also beneficial for occasional heartburn, can improve your mental acuity, so it can help you think clearer. It's also an ingredient in a lot of natural cosmetics, and of course it can enhance the flavor of food and beverages. So I've even heard of people making lemon bars with it. I feel like it's out of this world. You've never tasted anything like it when you use lemon oil versus actual lemon or lemon flavoring. So lemon is a really, really good one, and one that I encourage people to do every day. I think it's an important one for that. Okay. Where are we moving? Hold on. Sorry, my PowerPoint is froze. You do want to be cautious with lemon. I don't know if y'all ever heard of like Sun-In, or Sun-In was like a really big hair product when I was like 16. But it's a product that you put in your hair, and it actually has lemon in it, and it can give you natural highlights. So that's because lemon oil and lemon in general can cause a natural hyperpigmentation. So if you're going to go out in the sun, don't like put a bunch of lemon oil on your skin. It's not harmful. The pigmentation goes away. But I always like to tell people that just in case they're like, it happens to them, like, oh no, I got a bad bottle of lemon oil. It will go away, but probably If you're gonna go in the sun, just don't put any lemon oil on your skin. Okay, and I'm sorry, I didn't put the titles of these up there, and I should have, but the names of them are here. A couple more oils. This one is called Copaiba. Again, I put a chemical constituent up there if you're interested in researching that. But this is a very, very highly researched oil. Frankincense and Copaiba are kind of the two most researched oils. So I encourage people, like 100%, if you have any skepticism, of course we're here for questions, but I always encourage people to do your own research too. Look into the different oils and research them and see what you can find, because there's some really, really neat stuff out there. But Copaiba is great for supporting digestion. It's also a great support for your body's natural response to injury and irritation. So again, it's just supporting your body to work the way it needs to work if you do have some sort of injury, to kind of help keep that inflammation down. And it's also a great support for your immune system as well. You'll hear me say that over and over again, and you're probably getting a common theme that every essential oil is a great support to your immune system. They all have antioxidants in them. There's different levels of antioxidants in them. Lemon is being one of the top ones, but they're all going to be a good support for your immune system. Okay, and then there's Thieves. I think these got a little out of order somehow, but Thieves is the #1 oil for young living, and most people have heard of Thieves in one capacity or another. And its common uses are to promote healthy cardiovascular function, maintain a healthy respiratory system, and again, a healthy immune response. But the cool thing about Thieves, as you can see some of the products that we have up here, is that it is something that is awesome to clean with, to purify your air. And let me flip to the next one here. There's a whole line of I'm going to tell my story about Thieves. Okay, I'll tell my story. So most people wonder why it's called Thieves. It's kind of a weird name for an oil. It's actually called Thieves based on this legend from the 14th century in France, back when the Black Plague was going on. There were these robbers that were going around, they were ransacking the homes of people that had the Black Plague, and they weren't getting the plague. And so the ruler during that time was like, what's going on? Like, we got to get these guys in. I will pardon them if they just come and tell us their secret. And so they brought them in, these thieves, and they found out they were spice traders. And because of the plague, all the ports had been shut down. So they were not able to travel and trade their spices. But because they were spice traders, they knew about all the powerful properties of, all the different spices and herbs and essential oils. So they were actually taking a blend of oils and rubbing it on their skin, putting it on, cloth and covering their face, and not getting the plague. When I heard that, I love that story. But when I heard that story, I was like, that is a crazy story. You're going to tell me people were rubbing oils on themselves and not getting the plague? So regardless of whether that story is true, that is the base of how we got Thieves, because they actually studied the oils that they used and found that they did have antimicrobial properties, very, very high antimicrobial properties, to the point that cleaning your surfaces, they're able to kill things and sanitize. And so whether that story is true or not, I don't know if it can kill the plague. I'm never going to claim that. But we do know that it's a great thing for cleaning and purifying the air and all those things. So based on that, Young Living came out with this great product line that they have household cleaners. They have fruit and veggie cleaner, which is all natural way to clean your fruits and vegetables, which is really, really important to do if you guys don't know. Really important to clean your fruits and vegetables. They have laundry soap, they have dish soap, they have toothpaste, all these awesome natural products that we can use and not, kind of another way to get chemicals out of our life. And the cool thing too is people say, well, that's great, but how expensive is it? So this right here is the 22-ounce bottle. It costs, it's maybe the 12-ounce bottle. It costs $22, which people are like, whoa. It's a concentrate. It makes about 24 to 26 bottles of cleaner and breaks down to about 75 cents a bottle. And I will tell you,
There's my bottle right there, Lexi, that I put it in, like the
Where?
cap
Oh,
full.
yeah, she
and
puts
just,
it in this.
Yeah, and then I put a cap full, and then I just fill it up with water. Yeah, you put like a cap full and you fill it up with water. And I clean everything with Thieves. I don't clean my leather or my wood with Thieves, but I clean my glass with Thieves, and it's perfect. I clean my counters with Thieves. I clean everything with Thieves. It's an amazing cleaner. And then I know, especially with me being pregnant, I don't have to worry about it. Like, I can spray this on my skin. I can spray it in my mouth, and it's not toxic or harmful. I mean, it's just cinnamon and clove and all these things that have awesome antimicrobial properties, but are natural. And I always encourage people, because I am a big fan of people kind of being their own advocate. But, it's something I teach my patients all the time, because I always say, just go in your kitchen cabinet and pick out one of your chemicals, like one of your cleaners, and look at the back of the chemical and Google it. and see if you will ever want to use that again, because that's what happened to me. I'm not a weird like green crunchy granola person at all. Like I have a science-based education. I believe in the power of medicine, but at a certain point we also have to find, you know, the spots in our life where there's chemicals coming in that aren't necessary. You know, sometimes we need to take medications. They keep us alive. But certain cleaners and products, do we really need that? Is there a natural alternative that's better for us? That's the stance that I take. So I always encourage people, do your own research too.
There's that spray bottle, Lexi, there, if you want to pass that around, that little small
this one?
Or
Yes,
nothing.
this is awesome. This is the Thieves
Just
Spray.
so they can smell it.
Yeah,
I think.
this is the Thieves Spray, and that you can actually take with you. And what's really cool, people think it's so weird. What's really cool about this is you can spray it on your hands, right? So just sanitize my hands, have a sore throat, spray it in my mouth. Whew, don't do that. I do it all the time, but it is really strong. Don't do it if you've never done it. But whenever I have a sore throat or something like that, that's just, you know, what I do. So that's what I love about their products, is that you don't have to worry about, you know, what you're breathing in when you're cleaning. It's all good for you.
You can spray it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but don't spray it in your mouth. I do it all the time, and I'm still like, oh, it's so powerful.
It smells so good.
And it does. It smells like Christmas. So like your house, every time you clean, your house smells like this cinnamon clove. It's just like amazing. So I even clean my floors. I clean everything with it. It's awesome. Okay, so then dye dyes. So dye dyes, we just have a couple more oils left. Dye dyes is great for digestion. That's the best way to remember it. It's great for supporting your digestive system, your circulatory and respiratory system. Also can help if you have any issues like when you're traveling. It's a great oil for that as well. So dye dyes is wonderful. And you can even see, most of the time if you just look at what's in the oils, you'll kind of already know what it's used for. So just the first ingredient there, ginger, right? When you have an upset stomach, what do people say? Especially when you're pregnant, you can't take medicine. Drink ginger tea. So you can kind of look at the ingredients and know what these oils are used for. This right here is RC versus here. I always remember RC, it's a great support for your respiratory system. And again, one of the cool things about essential oils, and you guys are more than welcome when we're done to come up here and smell, but one of the cool things is most of the time you can smell an oil and know what it's for. So when you smell RC, most people know that it's something that's going to help them breathe better. You almost get that, oh wow, I can breathe a little bit easier. So come up and smell it. It's great for that. It's also great for muscles, for overworked and tired muscles. And again, the same thing when you smell it. It's got that menthol, minty smell. So when you rub it on your skin in an overworked or tired muscle, you're going to get that cooling sensation that's going to help you relax. And then purification. We already talked about this one, but it's great for purifying the air. It also has citronella in it. So we're coming up to the time of year where we got lots of pests, right? And you guys have heard of citronella candles and citronella, all those things. So this is a great natural way to kind of keep a pest-free environment when you're outside. So awesome for that. And then Panaway. Panaway, I put some chemical constituents here, but Panaway is it really is one of the top ones that people use for tired and overworked muscles again. So when you smell it, it smells just like icy hot or Bengay. So it's great for that. I also know people that use it kind of to invigorate themselves even before they work out. Same thing with RC. They'll rub it on their chest and it kind of helps them breathe deeper and get more oxygen in. So it's awesome for that. And stress away, that's like enough said. It helps keep stress away. It smells awesome. It's got vanilla and lime. And I always like to tell people, if you're ever using it and you notice that you get you put a drop on your hand or something and there's like a little black dot in it, people think it went bad, but it actually has a real, you've seen real vanilla bean, right? It's black. It actually has a real vanilla bean in it. So sometimes you'll come across some black pieces that are the real vanilla bean from that. So it's pretty cool. But if that happens to you, it hasn't gone bad. Also great for sleep. So sometimes I'll mix stress away and lavender together at night. So it's awesome for that. But I always tell people just keep a rollerball in your purse. And just you feel that stress, people know at work, if I come in the office and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm just they're like, what happened? What happened to you? So keep stress away around. Okay, so that's everything I'm going to say about essential oils. And then I want to...
The only thing to tell them
Yes.
about the purity of them versus the other oils in the store that have fillers.
Yeah. So and I kind of touched on that briefly with Young Living and their seed to seal, but I really discourage people from just going to the store and buying oils for multiple reasons. One, like I talked about, how they use the steam distillation and the cold distillation, so we know these have living chemical properties in them. They haven't been just kind of killed and you're just getting the smell. So that's why we know they're therapeutic grade. But then a lot of times too,
There are synthetic things used in them, and a lot of these oils are adulterated. Probably one of the number one things that is annoying to people, but I actually love about Young Living, is that they run out of products all the time. And you're probably thinking, why on earth would you love that? Because that means that they are never ever adding fillers. They're never trying to make their oils stretch. If they run out of something, it's maybe because the weather didn't cooperate and they had a bad crop and they just didn't get everything that they needed. So they might run out of an oil a little bit early until that crop comes back in again. I love that. I know they're not going to give me something fake or artificial, or like, you know, put a little bit more of something else in there with some smell in it. So like other companies that like never run out and their shelves are always stocked with lavender or always stocked with frankincense, especially frankincense, it takes so long to distill frankincense. So whenever that never runs out, that tells me that there's something else going in there. There's some other filler that they're putting in there. So that's why we really recommend Young Living, and we know that they're a good product and that they're an ethical Christian company actually. And so we know that they're kind of giving you the best product also. So anytime you see them run out, you can be like, yeah, I'm excited about it. Probably not, but always stock up on your favorite oils. That's what I say. Is that what you want me to say?
Yeah, and no expiration.
Yes, and they don't expire. They don't expire because they are completely pure. So if you ever see a bottle with expiration date on it, it's not a good one. They should not expire because they are completely pure and therapeutic. Okay, I'm going to talk to you guys really quick about antioxidants and why antioxidants are so important, and then about a great product called NingXia Red. So have you guys heard of free radicals? Ever heard that term before? So it's listed up here. This is the definition from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, but they are things that can cause oxidative stress, and oxidative stress in our body triggers cell damage. So things like this are when we have cell damage, it's thought to, and they've studied this, they know it's true, cause things like cancer and cardiovascular disease and Alzheimer's and all sorts of problems in our body, right? If we're damaging our cells, that's not good. We're going to have some health issues. And we know free radicals do this. And free radicals can be stress. It can be, if maybe you're overexerted, you're just never getting any rest. It can be tobacco smoke that you're smelling. It can be the pollution in the air. It can be chemicals in your house. It can be face products that you're using that have chemicals. It could be all sorts of things can cause free radicals in your body. And then antioxidants are man-made or natural substances that prevent or delay cell damage. Okay, so that's why you hear dietitians in the news, eat your antioxidants, plenty of fruits and vegetables, because they prevent the cell damage that free radicals cause. So we know it's really, really important. And I jumped ahead here. So I'll go and jump to this. So this is my favorite thing, and I love to talk about this. Oh, it's jumping. I don't know why it's jumping. Let's go back. Hopefully it won't keep jumping. Try that again. I'm just going to keep it like that so it doesn't jump, because I think it has a timer on it that I forgot to take out. Okay, so you have a stable molecule here, and right there at the top. In order to have a stable molecule, you see those little pairs of things? Those are pairs of electrons, okay? So your molecule needs two pairs of electrons in two to be stable. Well, I'm going to stand up because I like to point. What a free radical does here is, you can see it's not very nice. It came into this healthy molecule and it wanted to have a little bit more balance, so it steals an electron, right? So now you're just taking this stable molecule and it's stolen from here. Now he's not happy. Now he's stealing from him. And one free radical in your body can cause a chain reaction of damaged cells, right? Not good. So what does an antioxidant do? An antioxidant comes in and it steps in and it donates to the free radical. So now instead of that free radical stealing that electron from your cell, it gets it from that antioxidant. Does that make sense? So antioxidants are really, really important. So even just like beyond essential oils, fruits and vegetables and all the ways you can get antioxidants. I do like to just point this out. It is dietary antioxidants. That's all the research. They've studied man-made antioxidants. Like if you ever see a pill that says that it has antioxidants, they do not work. So just ignore that if you ever see that. It has to come from a food product, a vegetable, a plant, something like that to work, just so you know. Okay, so how I like to, again, remember I'm a daughter of 2 teachers, so how I like you to think about this is that these are termites, okay? I had termites last year, it was terrible. These are termites and those are your free radicals, right? This is your body. This house is your body. We all know when termites come to your house, it can be a while, right? Before you realize that you have termites. It's not instantaneous. That's what free radicals do. It's not like you have free radicals going on and you're like, oh, I'm sick, let me fall over. What happens is over time, these free radicals attack your cells, and then you get a small illness, and maybe you get a cold more often, you get this, but then over time it turns into bigger things.
So that's why we have to be so vigilant when we don't even see the symptoms. And again, going back to what I've been saying the whole time, and supporting the systems of your body, because you can't always see the damage that's going on. So that's why antioxidants are so important. So that's what makes essential oils so cool, because they all have antioxidants in it. But the other thing I want to talk to you about is this great product we have called NingXia Red. Okay, Gary Young, he's the founder, along with his wife Mary Young, of Young Living, and they are really interested in studying different cultures that, for example, might have a low rate of heart disease, or cultures that live for a really long time, because they want to know what's your secret. How do you have this low rate of a disease or living longer? So they actually studied a province in China called the NingXia province, where people routinely live to be 100 years and over, and not just like 100 and they die, like 100 and they're thriving. They're like still out walking around, just kicking it. And so they were like, what on earth is going on there? What are y'all doing? And whenever they went there, they found this product called the NingXia wolfberry. You've probably heard of it as a goji berry. If you've ever heard of the goji berry before, that's the same thing as a wolfberry. And Gary Young was actually the first person to import goji berries into the United States. So the founder of Young Living was the first person to do that, because he thought there was something pretty cool about them. So the NingXia province, interestingly enough, they have found has the most powerful goji berry or wolfberry. And they think that's because they have there's a river called the Yellow River, has traveled through mountains and all sorts of terrain and picks up all sorts of good minerals, and then it kind of gets to the plant and it really nourishes those plants. So it's a really, really powerful berry. And that's what's in NingXia Red, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that. But as a dietitian, what's so cool to me, you guys see this? These two differences here? What's so cool is you actually have to shake this up, because this bottle has the whole wolfberry puree in it. So it's not the juice of the wolfberry, it has the whole wolfberry in it. And that's so important, because like the number one thing I tell my kids when I see is like juice is just, you just squeeze that fruit and the sugar comes out, right? You don't get all the good stuff. You get a little vitamin C, but you don't get all the fiber and all the other vitamins and minerals that are trapped up in there. So having the whole fruit in here is really, really, really key and really, really important. It also has a bunch of citrus oils in there. So you see all those oils listed there, even the yuzu, that's a citrus fruit if no one knew. It's full of the citrus oil. So again, another antioxidant boost. So how can NingXia Red support you? It can help with aging support, that antioxidant to fight the oxidation. So again, that's what free radicals do. That's a good example. Like think of free radicals and oxidation is rust in your body, right? Over time, that's going to break down. It can give you vision support, brain support, liver support, and DNA support. Sometimes when I say DNA support, people are like, well, what do you mean by that? That's like a really big thing, DNA support. But you think, going back to how free radicals work to attack our cells, to attack our molecules, so if we can stop that from happening with antioxidants, that's supporting the DNA, that's supporting the molecules in the cells of our body, right? So, why the wolfberry is so cool is this is what we call the oxygen radical absorbance capacity scale. It's how we measure antioxidants. And you can see here has lots of different things we think of as being really healthy and nourishing for us, like spinach, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, even pomegranates, which are like a huge thing for a while because people are like, they're so good for you, and they are. But you can see the pomegranates, how much more they have than everything, 10,000 on the ORAC scale, and the NingXia wolfberry 30,000 on the ORAC scale for that's like their antioxidant capacity. So they are so, so, so powerful in antioxidants. And the example that I give here, and this is actually like all broken down by a dietitian, is this is in 2 ounces. So this is 2 ounces right here of NingXia Red. This is all of the fruits and not one of these options. You would have to eat all of these fruits and vegetables to get the same amount of antioxidants as NingXia Red. I don't want to confuse people and like, I'm just talking about antioxidants. I'm not talking about vitamins, minerals, fiber, things like that. So you still need to eat your fruit and vegetables and get those. But just talking about the amount of antioxidants you get, that's how much of these different foods you would have to eat to get the same antioxidants that you get from 2 ounces of this. So me, I'm a dietitian. I eat tons of fruits and vegetables every day. I'm never going to eat that much, right? No one's ever going to eat that much in a day. I think another dietitian did a breakdown that for all the antioxidants you get, and I take 1 ounce a day, not 2 ounces. From doing 1 ounce a day, it would be like $1,200 a month in groceries that you would be buying, fruits and vegetables and things like that. It might have been a week, actually. So it's very, very powerful, a great way to support your body. This is another thing, just like with the lemon, this is something that I think people say, well, I don't have any health issues, or I don't have any of this, why do I need to take that? But again, like we have to this is just my personal philosophy, and I'll talk about it in a second, my personal philosophy that we have to get away from like
fixing the problem once it's there. Like, it's about supporting our body now so we don't ever face the problem, and that's why I love NingXia Red. So really quickly, how do I do this? So you're like, well, I love this. This is great. You know, I want to do it. So let me just tell you about that, about how you can be a part of Young Living. There are two options. You can be a retail member. So today you can come to me, my mom, or anybody here and say, I want to be a member. We'll sign you up with your own username. That's it. You sign in. Once you have your own account, you have the ability to go in, order whatever you want, whenever you want. You don't have to go through anybody to order. You get your own information and get to order. What we recommend is being a wholesale member. And a lot of people say, well, that's great, but what's the catch? But that's what I love about Young Living. There really is no catch. But the great thing about being a wholesale member is you get 24% off of all of your products, right? Which who doesn't want that? And you just have to do two things. You have to buy a starter kit, which you'll want to do anyways if you're interested in using essential oils. You want a starter kit to get you started. And you have to spend $50 a year. That's all you have to do to maintain your wholesale and get 24% off. So it's a great way that we recommend everyone get started, right? There's really no catch there. When you're a wholesale member, you can do, like, there are business opportunities. You can join the business and do that. You do not have to. It's not a requirement. It's just an option for you. And when you're a wholesale member, you also get the opportunity to earn free oils. Right now, I probably use my freebies every 4 months. Right now I have $200. I just used them in January and I have $200 built back up in free products that I get to go in and just use. So you get a lot of opportunity to earn free oils. So the starter kits, let's say you go, I want the 24% discount, I want to be a member. These are your two starter kit options. So you have the first one is $45, it's a $55 value, so you save $10 there. You get one oil, you get the Stress Away oil with that, and then you kind of get like a sample. It's like different oil samples. You get like business cards. Excuse me. You get the two NingXia Red samples, so it's kind of like you get one oil and you get samples, so you can kind of try those things out. So you can start it that way, or what we obviously recommend is a premium starter kit because it's $160. It costs $160. It's a $300 value, and you only get it when you start. So it's a great, great deal. And with that, you get every single oil we talked about. So you get 11 oils, 5 ml oil bottles, which are all these. This is the kit right here. So you get all these plus another oil. You get the samples. You get some mini bottles. These are so cool. I love miniature things. These are like some really mini bottles if you want to share them or maybe spread them around and take them to work. And then you also get a diffuser. You do not get this diffuser. This is a very special diffuser. I don't think you have your home diffuser. Do you? I have a picture of it. I'm sorry.
Well, they can buy the kit.
Yes, you can. I'm going to say that here in a second, but you can't. So for the $160, you get this diffuser right here, or there's another one called the Dewdrop that's comparable. But even the diffuser by itself is what, $90?
Yeah, $94.
Just if you were to buy it without the oils. So you're getting 11 oils, diffuser, all these samples. It's just a really, really good deal. But the cool thing that Young Living did not have when I signed up that they have now is that you have options. So you can do the 160 and get the Dewdrop or home diffuser, or you can upgrade to 170. Some men like the bamboo a little bit better. They think it looks more masculine, so $10 extra. Or you can upgrade to 260 and get the Aria diffuser. So yes, that is $100 more, but the Aria diffuser with your discount is $220 by itself. So if you love this, and you're like, I need this, you're basically getting for an extra $40, you're getting this amazing diffuser, and then for $40 extra, you're getting 11 bottles of oil.
Tell them what the diffuser does too.
Oh yes, so this diffuser, it has a bigger capacity. It obviously looks beautiful. It plays music, so it's like a spa experience. You can even plug your iPhone into it and play music through it that way. So it's a great diffuser.
And it goes for 3 hours.
Yes.
And then it covers a lot more space.
Yes, it covers more space because it has that bigger capacity. It has a very cool remote, so you can make it run for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So it's just got a lot of features, covers more space, runs more time, plays music. So if you're like, I want that, I mean, it's the time to do it. Because otherwise you're going to be like me and go back and spend $220 without all the extras that come with it. So, but it is cool. They give you options. So you got a 160 option, a 170, or a 260 if you want to do that. And then the other really cool thing is, let's say you go, you know what, I love the oils and I want to get into the oils, but I really love what you said about NingXia Red. They have a NingXia Red starter kit. So with the NingXia Red starter kit, you get 2 bottles, you get a full box like this of these samples. It comes with 30 samples. You still get a bottle of Stress Away, but you kind of get more of the NingXia Red products. But then you're in the system, you got a wholesale membership, now you get 24% off everything. So then you can go buy whatever oils. Or if you say, I love thieves. I love what you said about thieves. I want to clean the chemicals up in my house and use more thieves, you can do a thief starter kit too. So they have there's options for you of where you want to start. I would say most people start with the oils because I think that's definitely the way to go, and then you can kind of get some of the different products as you go along. But there's definitely options for you. And anyway, that's everything I have to say. I always like this last slide, just because, like I said, I think it's all about us empowering ourselves to live healthier lives. It's not about fixing different problems that we have. It's just about supporting our bodies to work the way that they were made to work. And we can do that through diet, through nutrition, through exercise, through things like essential oils to support our body, NingXia Red, cleaning up the chemicals in our house. So there's lots of ways to do that. So hopefully you guys learned something today and that helped you out and helped you understand a little bit more.
Okay, tell them thanks for joining us.
Oh yes, thank you on Periscope for joining us.
Forgot your Periscope.